Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the World of Wrestling podcast. Here today to discuss about the WWE Smackdown February 20th, 2026 review from this past Friday. This show was whatever, honestly. It was there, basically. It wasn't nothing special. I honestly did not give two shits about this. I was actually happy that I watched House of Glory this past Friday. It was more worth my time sitting through that than watching this 3 hour extravaganza bullshit, honestly. Um, SmackDown kicked off the show with Cody Rhodes. Cody asked the fans, "What do you want to talk about?" Jacob Fatu comes out. Fatu gets in the ring and he tells Cody to keep it 100. He tells Cody that he would not be out here talking about the Elimination Chamber if it wasn't for Drew McIntyre. He says he had him and Zayn beat last week. He was walking out with a win. He knows it, and Cody knows it. Fatu tells him that his concern isn't about Cody right now. He says his concern right now is about Drew McIntyre. Fatu tells Drew to come out, but out comes Nick Aldis. He tells Fatu he has every right to be upset, and he had a feeling this was going to happen too. He says he gave Drew the night off because there's too much at stake. He cannot take any unnecessary risks. This is supposed to be Cody's microphone time. Tells Fatu to leave the ring and they can discuss him getting his hands on Drew McIntyre. We hear Drew's voice and he says they can't keep the champ's name out of his mouth. Drew is seen sitting between the fans high in the arena. He stands up and he tells Nick that he appreciates giving him the night off, but he's a champ and he does what he wants. And he says he loves SmackDown so much they bought himself an entire suite just to watch the show. He tells Fatu that he had heard him running his mouth, but he's right there. He says Fatu is all bark, no bite. Fatu gets frustrated, leaves the ring, and attacks security. He tries to get to Drew McIntyre, but security tries to stop him, and that's why he attacks him. Nick Aldis stops Fatu and tells security to get Fatu out of the arena. Fatu tells Aldis that he needs Drew. Fatu pushes security and pushes security and begins to walk to the back. Drew says that the entire world is against him because he is the champ. They are jealous of him because he is the champ. Everyone wants to be him because he's the champ. Cody tells him that the whole world is after him because he's an asshole. And then Cody's music hits and Drew raises the title in the air. So, great stuff. Speaking of that, he had a suite. We never see him even appear in that suite at all throughout the entire show. Go figure that one out and let me know, because I have no fucking clue. Anyway, we see clips of last week's SmackDown with the MFTs winning their 10-man tag team match. The camera cuts to Carmelo Hayes and Dragunov backstage. Dragunov says that Hayes... Sorry, there. Kind of yawned. He is the U.S. champion. He is him. If he shoots, he doesn't miss. He tells Hayes that he will win the qualifying match. He will walk into Elimination Chamber and he will walk straight into WrestleMania. Hayes tells him that he doesn't need him to tell him who to be, how to be him. He tells Dragunov that Mello don't miss. Dragunov tells him that he believes in him, but one thing that won't happen is Hayes won't be walking into WrestleMania as the U.S. champ. Back from commercial break, Aldis is talking with Jacob Fatu. Aldis tells him that he will get his chance against Drew McIntyre eventually. And Jacob Fatu says, well, time is a-wasting, and I ain't waiting for much longer. And Nick Aldis says, yeah, pretty much. Dragunov faced Tama Tonga in this past Friday's show, and Tama Tonga actually won this match. Believe it or not, very shocking. Solo Sikoa gets on the microphone after the match and begins to talk. Igla hits Solo from behind, but Tama Tonga chokeslam him and outruns Apollo Crews, and JC Mateo hits him with a right hand. The lights go out and a video of the Wyatt Six airs, basically leading into a match that they will have next week on Smackdown. So we cut to Drew McIntyre, who is talking on a microphone. In comes Nick Aldis, and they argue. Brian Saxton is with Randy Orton, but in comes Aleister Black with Zelina Vega. Black tells him that he thinks Orton should poke around in his head. Orton tells Black to put his gear on, and he will see him in the ring. I don't quite understand the reasoning between Aleister Black and Randy Orton as to why this is occurring or why this needs to take place. I mean, he beat Aleister Black in the triple threat match to qualify a couple of weeks ago. And now all of a sudden, he's dealing with Aleister Black out of fucking thin air. So go figure that one out and let me know. I have no fucking clue. So anyway, out comes Jade Cargill, who cuts a... Sorry, I'm yawning again. This show sucked anyway. Out comes Jade Cargill, who cuts a promo on the women's division. She tells Liv Morgan that when Liv makes her WrestleMania decision on Raw, Jade will be there too. She names the women in the division and her music hits. Cargill leaves the ring, and as she is heading to the back, Charlotte Flair's music hits. They are face to face and argue. Whoop-de fuck you do. And yeah, she says she's that bitch. Whatever. This show fucking sucked balls, honestly. There was nothing to this show. The Elimination Chamber women's qualifying match with Charlotte Flair, Kiana James, and Nia Jax. Kiana James ends up winning this match. Very smart fashion, by the way. Charlotte Flair had Nia Jax in a figure 8, and Kiana James came from underneath her, underneath Charlotte Flair, roll up pinfall, and got the 1-2-3 for the victory to walk away as the winner of the matchup. So, very interesting move there by WWE. They made Kiana James the winner of the match, and in a very nice fashion as well. So I'll give them props for that one. That was pretty good. Then we cut backstage with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. In comes Brian Saxton. Rhea congratulates Kiana and says it's an upset. Io tells him that her partner won't be as lucky tonight. Rhea says she will beat Julia tonight. And Byron asks Rhea if the Elimination Chamber is clouding their judgment for their tag team match, tag team title match next week. Rhea says they are champions, and Io says that no one stands a chance. Whoop-de-doo. Then we get Obafemi and Kit Wilson. Pointless fucking match. Obviously, Kit Wilson ends up losing this matchup. And Kit Wilson tells him 2 poems. One that Obafemi liked, and the other he really didn't. And then he beat the shit out of Kit Wilson to get the victory. And that was pretty much that. So that's what we're doing with Obafemi. We're going to get him in a match with Brock Lesnar. And before he does all that, he's just going to rival with Kit Wilson in squash matches. Makes all the perfect sense in the world, right, guys? Sure it does. Next, we cut to Nick Aldis, who is standing in front of the giant box from Raw that has the Elimination Chamber date on it. In comes R-Truth, who tells Nick Aldis that he's that is an Elimination Chamber award. Yeah, this is what we got going on Friday Night SmackDown, guys. Aldis tells staff members to send it back to Raw. In comes Damian Priest, and Truth tells him only one of them can go to WrestleMania. Truth tells Nick to tell Priest, and Aldis tells Truth that he is wrong. Truth tells Aldis that he got his balls confused again and leaves. Priest tells him he appreciates the match. That's what we got there. Wow, great stuff. This show sucks. Tiffany Stratton had a match with Alba Fire, and Alba Fire ends up losing this match, I believe. Yeah, Tiffany Stratton won. We cut backstage, and Cody Rhodes is with Sami Zayn. This was actually a good segment. He asks Zayn how he is, and he says he's not good. Cody tells Zayn he has nothing to be ashamed of, and Zayn says he knows that he has nothing to be ashamed of, but Cody does. Zayn says he tried to do the right thing in their match, and Cody repays him by pinning him. And Cody tells him it was an opportunity that he took advantage of. Those are the opportunities that you have to take advantage of, and that is why Zayn has not become world champion. Zayn says that is easy to say when you're the golden boy. Everything always comes up aces for you. He says Cody was chosen. No one chose him. He has been trying to finish his story for the last 10 years. He doesn't know about having to do the right thing. Cody says in Germany he tried to do the right thing in the 3 stages of hell, and it didn't work. Cody says it's not the system. The only thing is Zayn's way is Zayn. The only thing that's holding Zayn back is Zayn himself, and Cody walks away. In comes Trick Williams, who is laughing at Zayn for being upset and being pissed off, and he tells Zayn that he will give him advice. He is going to do something that tonight Zayn couldn't do, and that is getting the job done. Let's talk about it, and he walks away. Zayn goes after Cody, and he apologizes. Zayn tells Cody that he is right. Cody will become champion again. But to remember that his time, remember that it was him that helped him this time, and he had a little help along the way. Cody says he doesn't forget and walks away. Okay, great. Have a triple threat match to qualify for the Elimination Chamber at Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, and Damian Priest. Trick Williams ends up winning this matchup. Very entertaining matchup, by the way. This was fun as well. Trick Williams gets 2 trick knees to the face, or trick shots, to Damian Priest, and gets a victory for the 1, 2, 3. We cut backstage. Tag team division is standing in front of the Elimination Chamber box. Candice LeRae comes in with Nick Aldis. We see Gargano sleeping on top of the box. How he got there in the first place, nobody fucking knows, nor does anyone care. This is what we got Gargano doing in his later stages of his career. Real waste of talent and waste of time. What a fucking joke. LeRae blames Aldis for that, saying they would still have Axiom's mask if she was at ringside. Axiom's mask. We're worried about Axiom's mask. This is why Johnny Gargano's pouting backstage all week long. Every week. Every Friday night. Sure. Okay. In comes Jordynne Grace, and LeRae tells her to know her place. They argue, and all this makes a match for next week. Back from commercial break, we had Jay Cargill bumping into B-Fab and Mitchin. They get in her face, and Mitchin has a kendo stick, but Cargill walks away. Pretty much talking smack, saying that you think I forgot what you did to me, yada, 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 and that she's going to get revenge. Great stuff. This is such boring shit, guys. I'm fucking falling asleep just doing the commentary on this and just giving you guys what happened. This is boring as shit. Anyway, Julia and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley ends up winning by disqualification thanks to Lash Legend and Nia Jax. Io Sky comes out. She makes a save. Nia goes for a clothesline, but Io gets in the ring. And Io with a right hands onto Lash, and Rhea with a clothesline. And Lash falls to the outside of the ring. We cut backstage to see Obafemi. He is stopped by The Miz. He wants to mentor Obafemi. And he believes that Obafemi will be main eventing WrestleMania at some point in his career, and he wants to coach Obafemi. Tells Obafemi he can show him the ropes, and Obafemi tells him he can show him the ropes next week. Miz agrees and is happy, and Oba tells him he'll go talk to Nick Aldis about it, and Miz tells him not a match. What a fucking joke, man. Back from commercial break, Charlotte Flair is with Alexa Bliss. She tells Bliss she knows that she lost, but Bliss will be fine with that. She says that she is fine. In comes Kiana James with Julia. Kiana asks Bliss if she'll be fine without Flair in the chamber. She says she and Julia are the most powerful duo, and Bliss laughs at this. She tells them to prove it. Julia begins to yell in Japanese, but Kiana pulls her back and they leave. The yelling made absolutely no sense. I have no idea what the fuck that was, but okay. We cut to the MFTs, and Solo tells them to go to the car. Tama Tonga tells them that he has to finish packing. Solo tells Tama Tonga that he is proud of him and that he knows he will be the U.S. champion someday. He tells him that they have to focus on the lantern, and the Wyatt Six can't get it back. This is what we got MFTs worrying about. A fucking lantern with the Wyatt Six. Solo leaves and Tama speaks in Japanese. He turns around and in comes Shinsuke Nakamura. He tells Tama Tonga that he is in Solo's shadow and he's being held back from being his own man. Tama tells him that he has always been his own man. Nakamura tells him the next time they fight to leave his family tree in the forest. What a fucking joke. So they got trying to convince Tama Tonga to leave the MFTs, which is probably the only thing that's keeping him relevant, because outside of that, all he's got is yeah. That bullshit. I don't know what the fuck that is even is, but whatever. Anyway, Randy Orton and Aleister Black was the main event, and Aleister Black ends up winning this matchup thanks to the help of Drew McIntyre. Drew jumps the barricade and attacks Randy Orton. Thinking Cody for whatever reason. Yeah, he jumps the barricade to attack Randy Orton and ends up costing him the match. Cody runs him down. Drew escapes, though, and runs through the crowd. And Aleister Black connects with the Black Mass for the cover and the win. Cody's in the ring looking at Drew, who is between the fans, and Drew kisses the belt, and Smackdown goes off the air with Cody with a frustrated look on his face. I think we're obviously getting Cody versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. I'm pretty certain of it. Randy Orton will be facing Aleister Black at WrestleMania. Not that that is a huge match, but I'm pretty certain that it will be the case. No doubt about it. I'm not even thinking it's going to be someone else of any kind. I think he's going to be the guy that Drew McIntyre will be facing at WrestleMania. So that's the entire show in a nutshell. This show sucked. I know my review does not sound very enthusiastic, and let's be honest, Smackdown was not very enthusing or exciting to sit through and watch. I'll be quite frank with you, it was an absolute bore. Thankfully, I had other things I could watch on TV. I watched this off of my tablet online, and that's what I did. So, fuck WWE, fuck the company, their shit, and I really don't give a shit about this. This was an absolute waste of fucking time to sit through and watch. I mean, there was a few good things, and outside of that, 3 hours worth. I mean, condense it down to 2, and it would have been a pretty solid show. But all honesty, this show was kind of a wash for me. I didn't particularly care for it as much as I did for House of Glory, and House of Glory was a far better show than SmackDown was, which is pretty fucking pathetic. Anyway, guys, at this time, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. Bye.